Hi, I just wanted to get on here and share something with you that has been really working for me with core knowledge. I homeschool two separate grades, second and fourth. And because core knowledge is written for a classroom, it's just, a little bit different when you adapt it to homeschool. And it can be a lot of information to sort through. So to avoid feeling overwhelmed with all of the information, I just want to show you how I've organized my curriculum. I created this planner book for each grade. This is something that I use every single day for every single lesson. I look at it for the page number to go to the online teacher guide. I use it to just tell me which lesson I'm on. I'll just show you what's in the book and maybe it will help. Maybe you can adapt it to the way that you have your homeschool set up. So I just wanted to share it with you and hopefully it'll help someone who's getting started with core knowledge. So I will show you the two separate grades, how I have them set up. First, this is my second grade planner. So I have the listening and learning strand, the skills, and then I also use core knowledge for history and geography and for science. So I just laminated the cover and bound it together. This is the pacing guide for second grade, and you can see where I've had to write in exactly what the names of what the units are, because it doesn't show it in here. So I have that as my first page. And then I have my listening and learning, because that is separated in second grade. I have the page numbers written down on these so that I can just type that into the teacher guide that I use on my computer, because I don't have that one printed. I did, however, order the readers and the workbooks so that I would have those in hand. But everything else is all online. So there's this. I just basically printed off the page that shows the pacing guide that's in the teacher guide. So that just shows you how that's set up. And then I have their skills, and this is just I laminated a file thing. I cut it a little bit to adjust it, but this is the skills section, and I just put a little check mark when I finished that lesson, so I have an idea. I know where I am, and I also have my little bookmarks. So it doesn't always look the same on every page, but basically, and then I wrote what the name of the unit is at the top. So then with history and geography, they don't actually have a pacing guide written out with everything in there. So I just put the different chapters in the pacing guide, and then I go through and look and see what it is. And when I write it in my planner, I actually, this looks crazy, but I write down what the actual lessons are. So I've got all of that. So a little bit more detail in that. So this just shows the different things. I haven't gone through and done it for all of them yet. Now, one thing that I also did on this that I realized it was very helpful is, for example, here's ancient China, the pacing guide. I also have the answer keys to the unit assessment in here. And it's the same thing on all of those. I've got the answer keys. So that way I don't have to go and find those when I do those. It doesn't matter as much in the history and geography as it does in the science. So in the science, I also wrote down where the activity pages are, because I do print those off for science and history and geography. But I have all of the page numbers and the lessons written down. Then I have all of the materials and equipment that I need for each lesson, which that can look overwhelming too, but trust me, if you just look through it, you probably have everything you need at home. And then I have the answer key for that unit as well. So this is for each activity page. It has the answer keys. It's just nice to have it right here, so I don't have to look it up to make sure that they're answering everything correctly. So that's how I have the science set up. That's for second grade. The only difference for my fourth grade planner is that there's no listening and learning and skills separated out. They combine those together for fourth grade. And so I have the pacing guide. Now, fourth grade is a little bit different. If you order the books, they're not the same as what the online is. And there's a really great video that shows that. But I just put in here what I'm going to do. Instead of the ones, I just crossed them out. And instead of Islamic empires, which is what came in the books, I'm going to do the novel study for King Arthur at that time, because that's what I have the teacher guide for in the downloadable ones. I prefer to have the teacher guide. It just helps me. So, but yeah, it's the same concept. I just printed it off, the pacing guide for each unit, and then I just check it off when I'm done. And sometimes the page numbers are correct. They usually are when they're in this format, but they're not always correct in this format. So this one I would have to go through and write down the page numbers. But anyway, it's the same thing. Here's history and geography. This one actually has it written in for you. And then I have the answer key for each of those. Same thing with science. It has it all printed out for you. And then I have the materials and equipment for each one. And then I have the answers for the activity pages. So hopefully that will help somebody, get everything all organized. I go to these and I use these all the time, every single day for every lesson. It just helps to keep me on track. So hopefully that will help some of you that are getting set up, and it'll help you get organized like it did for me.